Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully it's all coming through. Had a couple of little technical hiccups this morning, hence we're a little bit later at 10 AM as opposed to our usual 9:30. So today we are at Bristol. Figured we'd better make use of our snazzy new airport that we paid for, so we'll start here at Bristol. Going down to Verona. Christos, how you doing? Nice to see you. So yeah, we're going down to Verona today. An interesting place actually, been there in real life. It's basically, if you want to go to Venice but you don't want to pay Venice hotel prices, go to Verona and you can get the train over in like an hour into Venice, and your hotel prices are literally slashed by a huge percentage. Quite a nice little airport. It's mostly, I think, a military base. There's quite a small passenger terminal. Morning, Simon. So yeah, quite a big military presence at the airport, and yeah, like I said, a smallish passenger terminal. Nice little airport though. It's actually the first place in real life where I saw a follow me vehicle. I remember as we landed, I forget who flew us there. I think it was Ryanair. I think we flew out of Birmingham. That's it. It was Birmingham because it was super. It was a super early flight. I think it was like, I say super early. Super early when you factor in the fact you'd have to drive to Birmingham and like get up at 2 in the morning. So we stayed in like a hotel next to the airport, got a few hours sleep, and then tottered across to the airport in the morning for like a 6 AM flight. But yeah, I remember when we touched down in Verona, this little 4x4 came speeding along the taxiway and sort of like dived out onto the runway in front of us, and it had like the big "follow me" on it. Never seen one since in real life, in all the flights that I've done. But there we go. So yeah, hopefully a nice little flight today. Not sure what the weather's doing. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. Let's bring this over for you. So there's our route, roughly. We'll be heading out over London. So if air traffic does come online, it might get a bit busy on the way out, as far as I can tell. We ain't got nothing yet. We ain't got nothing. Towers on at Heathrow. But we'll be quite high and out of their way by then. So let's have a look at the weather. Haven't even checked the weather. It's probably really windy down there. Hope it isn't. 280 and 3. That'll do me. That'll do me very nicely. Hello, Nick. Oh yeah, cheers, Tricky. Tricky is our dedicated cargo provider for today's flight. Appreciate it. What are you flying in, Tricky? You 767ing it, or Nick is here. Glad to hear it. Always nice to see you, Nick. Hello, Maxie. So yeah, we're not looking so bad at the moment. Right, we should probably confirm our route. My copyright claim on the channel got dropped the other day, so that's always good. Oh, hey, Brian. Someone decided to falsely claim one of my videos as their own because of the music in it. They said that the music was theirs, even though I know for a fact it is not. Naughty people. Trying to make a quick buck. 767. Nice. Yeah, that's one plane we don't have, isn't it? On, let's see this one take off. Oh, there's a Ryanair next to me. Nothing yet, Maxie, no. Heathrow Tower. That really is about as far as it goes at the moment. So I think we're going direct to Yorkie. By the look of it. Is it a good idea to download FSUI PC? You've lost me there, Christos. I'm not entirely sure what FSUI PC is. Unless you mean FSI panel? Oh, there's Tricky. Spawned over the 737 there. I think that's a static aircraft. I don't know. I don't know how to get rid of the static aircraft in this airport scenery. So if anyone does know... Okay, we're doing the SRN 1F arrival. And we're doing ILS 04. Okay, what am I doing here? I reckon what to choose. I'm a little bit unsure here. So we're going to come down here, get to... I guess we could just go final. That's probably the way to go, because we're going to come in at Givat. Then if we do a missed approach, we come out to Uncav, I guess. Yeah, that's a nice little route. What to do? FSUI PC allows you to create custom keybinds. Oh, is that like, is that a bit like SPAD? Vector you in. Cheers, Rick. You never know, there may be some ATC on by the time we get there. I mean, it's unlikely, but... I kind of feel like at the moment we're more using VATSIM as like a multiplayer service as opposed to live ATC, if that makes sense. But that's okay. There's a screenshot right there. Me and Tricky lined up. Alright, let's have a look. Been around for about 20 years. SPAD much more complex. Okay, I keep wondering whether SPAD would be a good idea if I were to expand the old cockpit a little bit. Osprey, how you doing? Okay, let's get our flight imported. There we go. Bristol down to Verona. How are we doing for ground services? Got the GPU, got the chocks. That's good. So we plan to have 162 on board. 2,500 kilos of cargo. We've actually got less, so that it spawns with more fuel than what we're going to need today. So that's okay. Very good. We'll do fast. I'm not waiting all that time. Yikes. So can we get... So I'm a bit confused where GSX fits into all this, because we've told the plane, obviously, what it is we want. I guess now we could do request boarding from GSX. Requested. What will that do for us, I wonder? Let's open the door. FSI panel has a new update. Oh, does it? I haven't seen that. I have not seen that. You know, I almost didn't do this route this morning. I almost thought maybe we'd do a morning of playing around with FSI panel and just do some landings, try some different aircraft, maybe the A310. I've got a livery for the A310 now, by the way. That's that came together quicker than I expected. I was glad about that.
Do you want to board crew? Crew bus is coming.
So can we open the back door? Doors, 2 left, 2 right. Oh yeah, it's open on its own. Happy days. Yeah, I do like FSI panel. I'm very glad of it. I'm much more glad of it now. I'm more into like the study level airliners. Because getting the Fenix especially ready to go, just if you just want to do just a quick landing, just to like practice or whatever, very very quickly became worth its weight in gold.
Pilots boarding.
Does anyone know how we can get rid of these aircraft? Because I mean, these aren't like people on VATSIM. These are just like static models that have that come with the airport. I don't know how to get rid of them. It's amazing just how bad I am. I mean, I'm not a lot better, Brian, I'm sure. Like, just because I have a YouTube channel, don't be fooled into thinking I'm somehow good at this. I'm just foolish enough to put it out there in public.
Crew boarding starting.
So how are we looking? Are we fueled? Fueled, yeah, we are fueled. Okay, let's get some batteries on, shall we? Change parked traffic in FSOTL. So it's an FSOTL thing, is it, Simon? I did not realise that. I thought maybe I was going to have to go into like a config file in the airport or something. Do it in the menu. Oh, in here. Oh,
Your crew has boarded. Bus is coming.
Okay, maybe next time then. Alright, emergency lights, no smoking on. Yeah, because I've got all ground traffic off in the options just of the sim. Tend to lose it approaching the threshold. Yeah. Well, you may see that today, Brian, from me, because the Fenix, it really bugs me because I feel like we got really quite good in the fly-by-wire. And then we've transitioned over to Fenix, and I feel like I've lost it all. The Fenix now feels like the 737 used to feel. That unfamiliarity.
Passengers boarding starting.
Here they come, look. Yes, Tricky, hang on, let me show you. So we're going direct to York 1Z. So this is what I chose. York 1Z up to Yorkie. Yeah, I think it is baked into the scenery. I seem to recall something, Simon, about it saying that, like, almost like it was a feature of the scenery, like, oh, when it has aircraft in it. But it's like, well, actually, that could be a bit of a pain if we're on VATSIM. It's only boarding 24 passengers. Why is it doing that? I don't know. I do wonder if GSX is more trouble than it's worth sometimes. I do wonder. I feel like if GSX was like 10 quid and all it did was like super reliable pushbacks, it'd probably be quite, I'd be happy enough to call it a day with that, I think. Alright, let's see if we can get this started up. ATSU AOC flight init data request. I was thinking I might do a review of my Thrustmaster yoke. I feel like it's been quite a while since I bought it. Almost coming up on a year. So I couldn't call it like a 1 year on or whatever, but I feel like reviews are often done in haste. I feel like I've really lived with this product now for quite a long time. I could have quite a bit to say about it that might help people that are trying to decide whether to buy it or not. Hello, Ben. Fenix to GSX. It's kind of funny, isn't it, that there has to be another program to do that? But yeah, I can see that could be quite useful, actually. Okay, what's our flight number? X-ray Alpha November 423. Cost index is 28. Cruising at 370. Do you as well use the Thrustmaster for Boeing? So what I do, I have the side stick for Airbus, the yoke for Boeing, and I guess the A310, and also the ATR, because that's all, anything yoke based I'll use this one for. This one, I realise I'm pointing to my stuff and I don't have my yoke cam on. Let me load it up. There we go. So yeah, so today we'll be flying side stick on this little fella over here. Brilliant little joystick. Love it to bits. But really the Airbus sort of A320, A330 and I guess the A380 is all we use this one for. I say all, that is quite a lot. Then anything Boeing-y we use the yoke for, and also the ATR, because of course that's a yoke, and of course the A310, that's yoke, even though it's Airbus. And this little champion over here is what we use to do the throttles for all of it. And the amount of grief I get, especially if I upload my YouTube shorts, I re-upload them to TikTok. The amount of grief, specifically on TikTok, of people being like, bro has a Boeing yoke and a Airbus throttle with like a little skull face or whatever next to it. It always makes me laugh. Little do they realise they're providing all the engagement for the video and making it perform better. So I must thank them for that. Hey Sam! If you load your aircraft in the EFB first and then request boarding. I thought that's what I did. I mean, I didn't actually wait for the boarding to be completed in the EFB because I told it to take like 8 minutes. I don't know. I don't know. Right, what's our zero fuel weight? Boarding complete. 59.5, 31.0. Remember that. 59.5/31.0. I should get the add-ons for the throttle, Sam, you're quite right, and that is on the cards. And I'm also looking at a 3D printer because there's a very cool add-on you can do, or a very cool mod you can do for the add-on, because the flaps lever is obviously very Airbusy, so it's kind of got, what is it, flaps up 1, 2, 3 and full, but of course that does not translate into kind of Boeing territory at all, so you have to kind of very carefully move your flaps lever between like the 1 and the 2, and obviously with the detents the slightest nudge could then click it into 1 or click it into 2 because it naturally wants to fall towards the detents if it's near them. But there's a very cool little mod you can do where you 3D print like an insert that would sort of slot into this groove on the physical product, of course, and you replace the default lever with a sprung based lever and you sort of pull it up and then click it into these little grooves. So I could do a little video on that actually when the time comes. But also a 3D printer would be handy to sort of make up some of this sort of framing for like these screens here and maybe flesh out the home cockpit a little bit. So I was thinking maybe if we could get a PFD and an ND and maybe like an engine stats panel, if I can get like a 24-inch monitor, which I would hope would cover most of that, and then sort of 3D print a frame, obviously in bits because I couldn't print the whole thing at once. Get a little tablet for down here to recreate this. Maybe use Mobi Flight to recreate the comms, and then maybe Mobi Flight to make a generic version of this that could swing between Boeing and Airbus. That's the plan. That's the plan anyway. Oops, sorry, I just hit the microphone then with my hand. Silly boy. That's my plan anyway. Probably take about 5 years to actually do it, but that's fine. It's one thing I'm realising over the past kind of week or two is that I'm just so time poor at the moment. But that's fine. Right, what are we departing? I've forgotten already. Runway 09. We're going on the Yorkie 1Z, 1 Zulu I should say. There is, Ben, you're right. Be quite cool to build something that's custom though. Be good fodder for the channel as well. Right, and what are we doing into Verona ILS 04. The SRN 1F. Please be there, please be there. SRN 1F, there it is. Yeah, you can remove it, Sam, but it would be quite cool. I may remove it in any case, because I'll show you the add-on in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. It's easier to show you than... I'll show you what I mean. Let's get 122.8 tuned, actually, while we're talking about navigation frequencies. So what are we doing? 6,000 until Yorkie, so we'll get that dialed in. Let's do our performance data. Logitech won't work. Oh, didn't know that. Cool, what are we doing then? So flaps 1, V1 is 129, rotate and V2 is 140. I don't know how I'm not on like 4 million subs. That'd be nice, Sam, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say no to that. I don't think it'd see me in at work again, let's put it that way. If that were the case. 1 DN 0.1. It's 54, wasn't it, flex temp? Just double check that. Yes, it was. Engine out ACC. Does anyone know what engine out ACC means? 1620, but I don't know what that number actually means. I don't know what engine out ACC is either, so I wish I had an explanation, but I don't. Alright, let's step through the flight plan a moment. Just make sure we're looking good. So out of Bristol, runway 09. Up to Yorkie. Heading out over London. And down we go. SRN, that'll be our star. Turning on to final, ILS 04. Nice. What SSD do I have? I have a... Well, I have two. No, I have 3. My main SSD that I boot Windows off of, and I also have the SIM installed on, is a Samsung 980 Pro. That's a NVMe PCIe Gen 4 drive, 1TB. I also have a NVMe Gen 3 PCIe Gen 3 drive. That's a terabyte. I think it's just like an A data, quite cheap. And then I've got a very old now 500 gig Crucial SATA drive. Engine out ACC is when you would do ACC with a failed engine. Active clearance control. Not entirely sure I'm following what you're saying there, Christos. I'm not doubting that you're right. It's just I'm not entirely sure. What's active clearance control? And what's AGL? Right, what is meta at Bristol? QNH 1010. Of course you have to do it both sides, otherwise it will yell at you. Good. Good. So performance data, we've got the go around stuff in as well, that's good. Out to uncav, which is what we thought we would have, that's good. And then just do a right hold at uncav until we get our ducks in a row and have another go at it, I guess. That's pretty good. Oh, we got centre on. Or control, I should say. London control is on, so we'll probably bump into that on the way up. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go up top and let's think about getting our engine out acceleration for the Airbus. Refers to the aircraft's ability to accelerate and climb with one of its engines. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay, let's get the fuel pumps on. Let's get that APU on. In the context of aviation, the term engine out typically means a situation where one of the aircraft's engine has failed or is intentionally shut down. Cool. Thanks, Christos. So Tricky, how will it work? Will we get given a squawk when we bump into London Control? Alright. AP is available. That's good. Let's get the seatbelts on. Beacon on, because we are going to push back any moment. engineer on board. Love it. Right, GSX. Get us ready for a pushback, please. Spuds, how you doing? Boarding completed. Prepare for pushback and departure. Ice warning. Do you want to request de-icing treatment? Is it icy, is it? Okay. I suppose it is a bit.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Alright. So I've never really done any de-icing on this thing before.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Happy days. So, what's our plan? We are gonna push back, face west. Stand 2.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Alright, let's tell them what we're gonna do then. Actually need to get rid of our ground power as well. I always forget that on the Phoenix. I always get terrified that the screen's going to shut off when I do it.
Locking gear.
Okay. We better make an announcement, hadn't we? I hate this bit. I feel like the first time you talk, even when it's on Unicom, it's like, ah. If below 10 degrees and visible moisture, use engine de-ice. Nice, okay. Bristol traffic, X-ray Alpha November 423 at stand 2, pushing back, facing west. Okay, so we want nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
Is there like a de-ice button? I've never done de-icing on this thing before. Engineer on board. Crystals, where's the de-icer button? Seemed a bit tricky. Above the lights. Cool. So we should be using those, right? Should we turn all of those on? Would that be the thing to do? Like bang, 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 all three? What do you reckon? Have to turn ditching on. And anti-ice. Well, let's do all three. Where's ditching? Just engines. Alright. Where's tricky? Oh, this is a new one. Never done anti-ice before, so that's cool.
Please set parking brakes.
Ditching's only if you do de-icing. Oh, what, to stop the yucky de-icer stuff getting into the plane. I get that, yeah. Fine. At, how you doing? Okay, so now we can start the engines, I'm presuming. It's looking good. N2's coming up. You know, Gonzi, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that. So if we do our perf again, anti-ice engines. Oops, synchronized weather. That's not a lot different, is it? Flex 2 temp 45. Yes, it's going to make the engines work a bit harder, isn't it? Everything else is the same though. Brakes hot. Why are the brakes hot? Okay, engines available. Right, let's tell GSX to get lost.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Where's the brake fan button? Where's the brake fan? I've forgotten where it is. It's around here somewhere, isn't it?
Unlocking gear.
Okay, let's get rid of those. Taxi light on.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Bristol traffic, easy 55 Delta.
Left is clear. Right is
ILS
clear.
runway 27, about 15 miles out.
Is that it there? I thought it was near the auto brakes too. Near the clock. Where is it? Don't know where it is. There's someone coming in on 27 left anyway. I'm confused why the brakes are hot though. That does seem odd to me. That does seem very odd to me. can't see the brake fan, then you do not have it configured in the flight pad settings. Don't know. Brake fan is automatic. Okay, fair enough. So if someone's coming in on 2.7, just thinking what we need to do to be out of the way. We need to stay put, really, don't we? Miles out. Are we better to stay put until they've landed, do you think? I can taxi. Okay, if I go down right to... The thing is, I could block their... I could block their exit, couldn't I? Depending on when they exit. I need to probably hold short or hold it. Yeah, sorry, Tricky. I will gladly move. Probably need to hold it. What, Zulu 1 is that? Right, 09's a takeoff. Okay, let's just taxi out Tricky's way a minute. Sorry, Tricky. Alright, well, let's do a call, see what they say. Bristol traffic, X-ray Alpha November 423, taxiing and holding short of runway 09.
Bristol traffic, EG55 Delta. Didn't realize that the runway changed. Too late to change them on, but coming in on runway 27.
Bristol traffic, X-ray Alpha November 423, no problem, we'll wait for you. Easy 55 Delta, are you going to need the full runway length?
No, we should be able to come off early.
Okay.
Bristol traffic, Easy 55 Delta, ILS established, runway 27, and I should be able to come off at Foxtrot.
Yeah, okay. Foxtrot. Hold short of Golf. Easy 55 Delta will hold short at Golf. Let's hope he doesn't need the full runway length. Yeah, can't go on VATSIM without a notepad, Simon. I wouldn't dare. Alright, let's get past Foxtrot. I mean, it's not really a runway change, is it? What's going on here? Has he gone past Foxtrot? He has as well. That's tricky. That's tricky. Let's see where they want to go.
EG55 Delta, runway 27 clear. I'll disconnect, guys, so you guys can taxi up for the runway 09. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it.
Easy 55 Delta, no problem. Oh, it's disconnected, yeah, fine. Still don't know why my brakes are hot. Still don't know. I thought it was interesting there because the EasyJet plane said about change of runway, but like there's no ATIS online. So is there a change of runway? Is there a runway to be chosen? Like Simbrief just told me to take 09, so I don't necessarily know who was in the right and who was in the wrong there. Where's my mouse? There it is. Brakes are still hot. Why are they hot? I don't get why they're hot. Hello Ronnie, how you doing? Ben, you trying to like out me in the chat or something? Alright, let's get the lights on, shall we? So what are we doing? We're doing the York 1 Zulu departure. Bristol traffic, X-ray Alpha November 423, lining up runway 09 for the York 1 Zulu departure. Panel next to the landing gear. (905C). That is rather a lot, isn't it? Why are they so hot? I don't understand it. I just found out the hot brakes is a GSX bug. this a bug in the scenery or something? Feels like we're struggling to move here. Known bug. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll cool down on the way to Verona, because we got to go. Bristol traffic X-ray Alpha November 423 taking off runway 09. Yeah, GSX strikes again, eh? Love it. So I guess it's going to beep like anything at us, isn't it, as we go up here? But given that it's a bug, we just need to get gone, really. It's tricky. Hi, Tricky. Right, let's go. Hold it on the brakes, even though they're hot.
Bristol traffic, FedEx 57 heavy, lining up and waiting, 09.
Hey, there we go. A little bit of wind there. Gear up. Didn't do TCAS. Silly boy. Yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment, I think, with the clearing of the menu. I think it's all related to the brakes, Simon. Let's just do this first turn and we'll take a look. Yeah, I think given it's clearly a bug, we'll just see if we can clear it in the menus in a moment, once we get around this first little turn. Let's get the old autopilot on and we'll see if we can resolve this. Yeah, gear is up. Right, how do we clear them? How do we clear the thing? Does anyone know? Config? Maintenance? That's probably it, isn't it? Failures? High brake temperature? How do you clear it? Just literally click clear. Hey, there we go. Nice. Look at me, I did a thing.
Bristol traffic, FedEx 57 heavy, departing 09.
Yeah, that's weird, that. GSX striking again. Okay, yoke cam off. And map on. Okay, so once we pass Yorkie, we can start progressing up to 10,000 feet. Lovely day for it. Cheers, Gonzi. Appreciate that. There we go. Aha, there's the contact, mate. Contact me on 132605.
.008.
Descent to 6000 QNH 1008 is a 48 kilo hotel.
Under control, X-ray Alpha November 423 at 8,000.
X-ray Alpha November 423, line of control, hello, Squawk 0272.
Squawk 0272, X-ray Alpha November 423. Zero two seven. Oh, damn it. 0272. That's all I need to do, right?
X-ray Alpha November 423, climb flight level 370 and route direct Sandy.
Oh, route direct where? Route direct Sandy, climb flight level 370, X-ray Alpha November 423.
Landing control, Lufthansa 2471 with you through 4,300 for 6,000.
Lufthansa 2471 London, thanks, climb now, flight level 2900.
Flight level 290, Lufthansa 2471.
Scandinavian 810, climb flight level 390.
390 Scandinavian 810.
American 56, descend flight level 130, level Hazel.
Flight level 130, level Hazel, Michael 567.
Easy 48 Kilo Hotel, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
Descent to 4,000 is a 48 kilo hotel.
Alpine 7857, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1007.
Not doing so bad so far, are we?
Sending 4,000 on QNH 1007, Alpine 7857.
Landing control, very good morning. This is Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo. We're on the ground at Stansted. Gate 52, correction 53, and we have information Charlie on board requesting IFR clearance to Robin and me.
Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo London, roger. I'll call you back in just a moment. Shuttle 887 London, if you are with me, Squawk 6721.
6721, shuttle 887.
And Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, you're cleared to Rovineri via Clacton to Echo departure, Squawk 5257.
Hey, clear to Robin and me, Clacton to Echo departure, squawking 5257 for Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo.
74 Alpha Romeo, reback track. Easy 48 Kilo Hotel, turn right heading 280 degrees.
Turn right heading 280 degrees is a 48 kilo hotel.
Shuttle 887, thanks, you're identified, climb flight level 150, route direct Lambourne.
Climb flight level 150, direct Lambourne, shuttle 887.
Here we go, so we're going direct to Sandy, as we were told.
You're 255, after flight level 190, you can route direct to Gapley.
Crossing level 190, direct to Gapley, 255.
Ice not detected. Does that mean we can get rid of the ice? The de-icers? Look down here, look.
Griffin 7857, fly heading 265.
Morning,
Sorry,
Lee.
Alpine 7857, heading 265.
Heading 265 for Alpine 7857.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, descend flight level 110. At Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, you can expect a shorter approach to runway 07 if you're able to lose the height.
Yeah, roger, thank you. Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha.
Easy 48 Kilo Hotel, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, cleared ILS, runway 26 left.
Descend to 3000, clear ILS, 26 left, easy 48 Kilo Hotel.
So I think basically
London control, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, stand 53, request push and start.
once we get
Ryanair
over,
74 Alpha Romeo,
over
stand
France,
53, push and start approved,
It'll be
QNH
onto Unicorn.
1007.
Push and start approved, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, QNH 1007.
Gonzi, I think it's in the config of the aircraft. I don't think I did any texturing for that. I think there's like a configuration file within the livery.
Figure 255, monitor Unicom now for further, 122-8, goodbye.
Unicom 122-8, thanks, goodbye, speed for 258. Under control, good morning, Felix 7 Heavy with you, 8000, climbing 180.
Felix 57 London, hello, Squawk 5662.
Cheers, Wasp.
5662 for 57 Heavy.
Starting to feel the stress of being on VATSIM now. We're actually on a
Alpine
frequency.
7857, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, cleared RLS approach, runway 23, report established.
Descend to 3000 cleared ILS, and we will port on the ILS, Alpine 7857.
Descend to 2471, climb flight level 390.
Climb flight level 390, Lufthansa 2471.
FedEx 57, climb flight level 270, direct Sandy.
That'll be tricky.
270 in Dark Sandy, FedEx 7.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, descend flight level 80. Descend 80, Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha.
Azar WA, Delta into go 3000 feet.
South 008 London, hello, climb now, flight level 290.
So I'm guessing
290 is all WA.
after we get to Sandy, we just continue our route as planned. We're okay to do that, we don't need to ask permission. It's like the controller obviously knows where we're going next, based on our flight plan, right? Because we've been given the shortcut to Sandy. Obviously we had a load of waypoints that we've now missed, which is fine by me. Then after Sandy, I guess we just VNav, LNav, just keeps us...
The 48 Kilo Hotel to altitude 2,000 feet and further with the ILS.
Descend to 2,000 and descend with ILS, the 48 Kilo Hotel.
Sun control, good day, speedbird 323, climbing through 5,000 to 6,000 by the city.
Through 323 London, thank you, climb now, flight level 230.
Flight level 230, speedbird 323.
Continue unless otherwise instructed. Okay, thank you, Wasp.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, fly heading 110 degrees.
Fly 110 degrees, easy 32 Whiskey Alpha.
London control, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, request taxi runway 22.
Alright, 74 Alpha Romeo, roger, taxi straight ahead, hold at Sierra 1.
Straight ahead, holding Sierra 1, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo.
Is our 008 route direct to Coxie.
Direct Coxie is all double O.
Lufthansa 2471, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
122.8, Lufthansa 2471. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Alpine 7857, established, runway 23.
Alpine 7857, thank you, runway 23, clear to land, the wind's 310 degrees, 5 knots.
Yeah,
Clear
it's
to
not
land
Simon,
23,
isn't it?
Alpine 7857.
FedEx 57, climb flight level 370.
Yeah, if you're like,
370, FedEx 57.
if you're the only one on,
Easy 48 Kilo Hotel, contact tower 124.230,
the
goodbye.
workload, because you're doing everything, because it's top down.
Contact
isn't it?
tower 124.230 is a 48 Kilo Hotel. Thank you for the ATC. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Scandinavian 810, turn left, heading 015.
215 for Scandinavian 810.
Jerry 243, fly heading 090 degrees.
090, 243.
Figure 323, climb flight level 410, direct red for.
Level 410, direct red for speed of 323.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1008.
Descent 5000, QNH 1008, easy 32 Whiskey up.
Yeah, it really is
32 Whiskey
amazing.
Alpha, it gives you about 25 miles to go, it'll be runway 07.
It's quite nice just sitting here listening to it, isn't it?
Air France 63, Juliet Uniform, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Unicom 122.8 for Air France 63, Juliet Uniform. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Can you turn the volume up a bit?
Shuttle
The
887, descend flight level 90.
Flight level 90, Shuttle 887.
Southern Control, run S74 Alpha Romeo, coming up to holding point Sierra 1.
Alright, 7 for Alpha Romeo, roger, runway 22, clear for
How's that, Lee?
takeoff, wind 3305 knots.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22, Ryan S74 Alpha Romeo.
Bristol Control, good morning, AZ94 Echo Romeo, passing 2,500 for 4,000.
AZ94 Echo, sorry, Romeo Echo, London Control, hello, climb now, flight level 170.
Flight level now 170, AZ94 Romeo Echo.
Scandinavian 8, that disregard. Jerry 243, stop climb, flight level 320.
Stop climbing 320.
Shuttle 887, contact Heathrow director 119.730, goodbye.
It's a bit tricky because I obviously also need to be able to hear them.
119.730, Shuttle 887, bye.
God, it's busy. isn't it?
EZ94 Romeo Echo, fly heading 040 degrees.
040, AZ94 Echo Romeo.
Good morning, Tomjet 75 Mike 2500 for 4000 knots departure.
Tomjet 75 Mike, London Control, hello, climb now, flight level 150.
Climb out 150, Tomjet 75 Mike.
EZ32 Whiskey Alpha, turn right, heading 185.
Turn right 185, easy 32 Whiskey up.
Jerry 243, climb flight level 330.
330, climbing for 234.
I feel like we're up out of the way of
Run
most of it
S74
now.
Alpha Romeo is airborne out of 1000.
Alright, 74 Alpha Romeo, thanks, climb now, flight level 150.
Climbing to flight level 150, Ryan S74 Alpha Romeo.
Scandinavian 810, navigation direct ROCAN.
Direct ROCAN, Scandinavian 810.
Jerry 243, route direct to Thatcher.
Direct Thatcher 243.
EZ94 Romeo Echo, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, AZ94 Echo Romeo.
EZ32 Whiskey Alpha, descent altitude 2,000 feet. Descent 2000 easy 32 whiskey Alpha. Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, turn left heading 060 degrees.
Left 060 degrees, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo.
Tomjet 75 Mike, climb flight level 350, direct Marrock.
Marrock, climb flight level 350, Tomjet 75 Mike.
Azul 008, climb flight level 410.
410 Azul WA.
Jerry 243, climb flight level 350.
Average 350, Jerry 243.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, turn left heading 040 degrees, cleared Alice 07.
Left 040, sorry, 1. Start again. Left 040 degrees, ILS approach, 07 cleared.
Yeah, it's amazing wasp, isn't it? Like, it was similar when I came out of Amsterdam that time on the second VATSIM video I put on the channel. Just as soon as I got to Amsterdam radar, just the controller was just incredible, absolutely incredible. I get the impression that Tricky and I are kind of up out the way of most of this now, really. I'm just kind of scooting over it, which is just as well. Let me get back to that sweet, sweet unicorn.
Easy 94 Romeo Echo, climb flight level 390, route direct to Redford.
I'm maintain flight level 290, direct Redford, easy 94 Echo Romeo.
Climb flight level 390.
Apologies, flight level 390 for easy 94 Echo Romeo.
Can't believe that GSX bug's got us with the brakes.
Alpine 7857 for Gator to Charlie.
Alpine 7857, thank you, taxi stand 6 via Charlie, goodbye.
6 fire Charlie, Alpine 7857, thanks for the agency, have a great evening.
Thank you. Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, climb flight level 350.
Can you climb flight level 350, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo.
Jerry 243, monitor Unicorn 122-8, goodbye.
2840 Unicorn, Jerry 243, good morning, thank you.
Scandinavian 810, contact Scottish Control 135.530, goodbye.
135.530, Scandinavian 810.
Easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, runway 07, clear to land, the wind 350 at 10.
Clear to land, easy 32 Whiskey Alpha, thank you.
Shuttle 18 Foxtrot with you at 5,000 feet.
Shuttle 18 Foxtrot London, morning climb now, flight level 280.
Climb flight level 280, Shuttle 18 Foxtrot.
Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo, route direct Ledbow.
Routing direct to Ledbow, Ryanair 74 Alpha Romeo.
So it won't be long till we're back on Unicorn, will it?
London, good morning, Tomjet 6 Papa Bravo, climbing 1,300 for 4,000, frame 1, Mike.
Tomjet 6 Papa Bravo, London, hello, climb now, flight level 170.
Climb now 170, Tomjet 6 Papa Bravo.
London, good morning. Max 133 is with you at flight level 150, inbound Fond.
Max 133, London Control, hello to you. It is a Honolulu 1 hotel arrival for Heathrow, and just waiting on your squawk code. Squawk 7575.
A Honolulu 1 hotel arrival, squawk 7575, Was it Manx 133?
Manx 133, that's correct, yes. Spirit 323, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye. Spirit 323, monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Unicom 122.8, goodbye, 0323.
And X-ray Alpha November 423, monitor Unicom now 122.8, goodbye.
122.8, thanks for the ATC.
Thank you, Azul 008, Unicom 1228, goodbye.
Unicom, goodbye, Azul 008.
FedEx 57, Unicom 122.8.
There we go. We did it. You're doing Mach 0.82. What am I? 0.78. Happy to pull over and let you past. So you notice how the controller was referring to me as X-Ray Alpha November, and in fairness I introduced myself as X-Ray Alpha November, but I did put in my remarks that my call sign is Air Not. So do you think, had I, when I first joined the frequency, been like, you know, Air Not 43 at 5,000 feet, do you think the controller would have ran with that, or just gone back to X-Ray Alpha November? Right, smooth skies and tailwinds now all the way down to Verona, please, and thank you. She's always real. Awesome. Well, you know, it is testament to the sim, really, isn't it? Yeah, we're in a very lucky place, aren't we, with the sim, really? Very, very lucky indeed. Just say your call sign if they ask for it again. Say from that point on, I'll stick with it. Okay. I see the internet nearly set fire to itself last night with the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. I felt sorry for the team, actually, because they were going to release it today, weren't they, at like 9 AM Eastern time, so that, what would that be for us? 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? But instead someone uploaded it to YouTube, I think, with some sort of like Bitcoin message over it being like, buy Bitcoin, because of course, which forced their hand, so they had to release it last night at like 11 PM. Yeah, those clouds are something else, aren't they? Is that ice on the windscreen? Or is that just marks? Nothing on the... Any builds have pulled the A320neo from the beta. No, I did not know that. What's the general opinion on that? It seemed to me that it was considered to be a reasonably good effort, right? Hey, alright, Ashy. So, Ashy, we're going down to Verona from Bristol. Verona in Italy. We've just gone through London control, which I think has actually just gone offline. So in a way, we timed that quite nice. So if I go onto the nav rows and zoom out, I should be able to see you, Tricky, right? Fly-by-wire claim they copied code. Oh, drama. Drama. Yeah, I can't see there, Tricky. No matter how far I zoom out. Well, that's a shame, really, isn't it? That is a shame. I do wonder if there's going to come a point where the fly-by-wire is just as good as all the other paid products, and at that point, what does the future look like for the paid products? Because given enough time, if you imagine like Fenix reaches its end game, it's basically done, it's fantastic, it's brilliant, all the stuff works. How long would it take fly-by-wire to get to that point with theirs? We should do some flights in the fly-by-wire. I feel a little bit like I've abandoned it, and that wasn't my intent. That really wasn't my intent. I feel like it's a fabulous aircraft, and we're so lucky to have it. The community is so lucky to have that. And I feel like we should be doing a little bit more, really, to big it up. But at the same time, it's like, well, I've paid for the Fenix now, so I'd be dumb not to fly that, because I've paid all that money for it. But yeah, we'll do some fly-by-wire flights, I think, because it's been so long since I've flown in it. So it'd be nice to kind of see where it's at. Fly-by-wire developer put a rant on Reddit and deleted the account. Yikes, okay. Drama. Alright, I'm going to take a risk and quickly go and let the dog out into the garden, because it's been a minute since he's been out. So I'm not going to disconnect from VATSIM or anything. It's going to be like 30 seconds, I'll be back. Right, back. Yeah, Tricky, I don't know why I can't see you on the map. That's a bit weird. I thought we'd be able to. Right, it's coffee o'clock. Bought coffee out of me today because I know I'd be on VATSIM. Thinking about trying out the PMDG, but I don't speak Boeing language. Yeah, I mean, it was a big shock for me when I went from fly-by-wire to Boeing. So my journey was, I basically spent ages on the fly-by-wire because it's all I could afford at the time. And then I went on my wife got me one of these 737 sim experience days where you go up to an airport and go in their sim. And then of course I came back and I was like, I've got to buy the PMDG because the 800 variant had just released. I purposefully didn't buy the 700 because I kind of didn't want it. I wanted the 800 because that's obviously the one I always go on holiday on, so naturally that was the one I was drawn to. And yeah, it was a real shock. Just how different it was. Like, I remember thinking, like, well, it's the same shape roughly as an A320. It's the same size roughly as an A320. It's, you know, can't be that different. It was so different. But now, weirdly, I feel more at home in the Boeing than I do the Fenix. So, yeah, it just goes to show, really, doesn't it? It really does go to show. I think really at the moment I just feel this intense gratitude really for where the sim is. Like, it's you look at the options we've got available. If you don't want to spend loads of money, get the fly-by-wire. Like, amazing. And you've got the A380 on the horizon. You've got the A330 from Headwind. If you've got the premium deluxe version, you've got the option of like the Kuro 787 and the not Headwind, the Horizon one. All this stuff for free. You got the A310 for whatever that's worth. I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with that one. I did a little landing into Dublin in it the other night. I put a YouTube short up on it just to get started with it. And then if you want to spend the money, you've got the Fenix, you've got the PMDG. You don't have to. And if you do want the PMDG, maybe start with the 600 variant, because it's a bargain really, because you get all the systems. So it's a great way to learn Boeing on a budget. But for now, I think I'll be saving my pennies for the 777. And I'll probably get whatever Aerosoft or whenever Aerosoft come out with their A330. I've got a soft spot for the kind of classic A330. Less so the 900 Neo. Again, probably because I've been on it. That's what flew us to New York. Yeah, in my view, PMDG, Fenix are kind of in the same arena. You know, they both have good and bad days, of course, but, you know, occasionally one of them will drop the ball, I suppose, but that's software. And as someone that's worked in software, it's like, yeah, I get that. Nothing and no one is perfect in software. Or life, for that matter, but yeah, specifically software. But if you're hesitant with the money, then try the 600 because it's got all the same systems, more or less. I think I'm looking forward to seeing how a big, heavy Boeing will feel from PMDG. Because I feel like I've gotten fairly used to how the 737 feels now. Almost feels like a favourite t-shirt. Like I've gotten used to it. You know exactly how it's going to feel in various different phases of flight. 777 could be a different animal altogether. That reminds me, I need to finish off making my cargo livery for the 737. Start doing some cargo ops. for the BCF. It confused me actually, like what was the difference between BCF and there's another one, isn't there? Something something F or CF. And I think it's basically which company did the cargo conversion. So BCF is a Boeing Converted Freighter, I think it stands for. And the other one, I forget what the letters are, but it's like this other company did it. Yeah, Gonzi, I would probably say the PNDG is, the 737-800 is, I would say probably without a doubt, my favourite aircraft in the sim. It really is. It's not the money, it's the laziness. You remind me of me about 18 months ago, you really do. Remember every time I would do a stream, this is before I had the Fenix, so I was on the fly-by-wire. The fly-by-wire was my comfort zone. And like every third or fourth stream, I would be like, oh, I should probably do a Boeing stream. But I don't want to because it's really hard. I don't know what to do. I'm glad I persevered with it. Not just because now I know it, and that's the reason why. It's like because now it is my favourite aircraft. It's the reward was there. Hello, Frug. How you doing? Yeah, we took off from Bristol and we had some London control VATSIM shenanigans, so that's good. They've gone offline now, so actually we timed that quite nicely in that we managed to get that. Tricky, if you want to pass me, let me know. I can always like descend to 350 and let you go over the top or something. I don't know, landing gears are overrated. You're good, okay, no worries. Offers there if you need it. Don't know what Mac I'm actually at the moment. What am I? Yeah, 783. I feel like we got away with that over London, Tricky. I felt like those beneath us were having a much more stressful time than we were. I feel like the controller just routed us direct to somewhere and we just scooted over the top. I noticed on map.vatsim there's a few Vulcans in the air today. I wonder if the sim will ever go down the combat flight sim route again, because there was years ago there was a separate game, wasn't there? Combat Flight Simulator. If I were the devs, I would be seriously looking at that. Like, seriously looking at that. Because if you think about, like, what works at the moment in gaming, generally, like, some of the biggest games out there are kind of competitive shooters. Your Fortnites, your Warzones, your Apex Legends, Valorant, Halo, Counter-Strike. And the player base that that attracts, and the way that you can just monetize those people like you would not believe, like with skins and with upgrades and weapon tuning and this and that. Could you imagine if they did that with like a combat flight sim? I mean, not that I probably wouldn't play it, to be honest with you, but then I feel like I and possibly we want different things from the sim than the mass market does. So if Asobo can monetize the mass market in order to remain sort of cash flow positive, and therefore give us a nice healthy sim for the long term, even if we don't use 90% of all the gamey stuff, but the gamey stuff funds the core of the sim that we then build off of, I'd be up for that. I feel like we kind of do our own thing, really. Just like, give us the third-party aircrafts, give us the third-party add-ons. All we need is like the sandbox environment of the sim. I kind of feel like when the 2024 trailer teaser thing was announced, there was a bit of pushback on that. Like, oh, it's too gamey. Like, they're making it into a game. It's like, good. Let them. Because that'll keep the tills ringing. And the longer those tills keep ringing, the longer we get a well-maintained and up-to-date sim. If the tills stop ringing, we've got a problem. Because our sim will go away, probably. If you fast forward 5, 10, 15 years. You finally found my TikTok. Hey. I mean, to be honest, there's nothing new on TikTok that isn't on YouTube. If I upload a YouTube short, I just re-upload it to TikTok. That's basically it, really. TikTok, Instagram, they're just like syndication endpoints for me, really. Like, I wouldn't call myself an Instagram creator or a TikTok creator. I'm a YouTube creator. But I might as well put my stuff over there anyway, because it might bring more people to YouTube, so that's kind of how I look at it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing a trick. I find it amazing that you like click on these aircraft on map.vatsim.net, and some of them, like there's someone that's flying to Zurich, and they took off from JFK, and you think like, wow, maybe they just like left it running and didn't bother looking at the, but it's like they're on VATSIM, they have to stay at the cockpit, like, or disconnect. Incredible. So looking at it, we've got nothing really online now. Unless something does, like if France, if like Control or Centre or whatever it's called, were to come online. Wow, that's interesting, looking at the poll. 51 votes, what do you prefer, passenger routes or cargo ops? And passenger routes, 84%. It's interesting, isn't it? Because ultimately it makes no difference. We're still flying the same planes. Right, let's check in on where we are. Here we go. So the cloud might break just before Italy, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I've never used Lightroom Frug. Never used it. So we're well over halfway, aren't we, really, to Verona? Not doing bad. Tricky, I fancy you're getting closer to me if I look at the map. Can we see you? No sign. Oh, there you are, look. I can just make you out in the back there. The auto edits is something on the Boeing 717. So what is that? Pictures of a Boeing 717 you've got there, Frug? Is that what it is? Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah. Never used Lightroom. I've basically moved away from Adobe. I remember like 10 or so years ago, I was like Adobe everything, like Photoshop, Dreamweaver, Illustrator, you name it. But in that time, I never did try Lightroom. Yeah, I've really gone off Adobe these days. I just feel like I don't feel like the value is there anymore. Not for me, anyway. I used to work at a creative agency, doing like back-end web development stuff, and obviously all the designers there, they basically had no choice. They had to use the Creative Cloud or Creative Suite or whatever it was at the time. I know they contemplated moving to Affinity Designer because they were like, we spend our entire day basically in Photoshop or Illustrator, one or the other. And you've got Affinity Designer that's like, you pay, I think it's like 40 something pounds each. And then you don't pay any more, you just buy the license and that's it. I mean, they were paying probably more than that per month once you add up all the designers that were on it. But ultimately it's like they felt they just couldn't risk it, because there would probably come that day where someone sends you something like a Photoshop file or an Illustrator file, and you open it up in Affinity and it doesn't quite load as it, or display as it displayed in Illustrator. There's like a slight discrepancy, and then they send it to print, and then it comes out wrong at the printers, and then it's just like, you know what, we should have just stuck with Adobe. Despite not liking it, it's easier to just stay. Which is a shame, really, because when it gets to that point, it feels like a bit of an abusive relationship, doesn't it? But for me, as like a one-man band, man, Affinity Designer is just so good. It really is. I guess I'm not actually doing photo editing like that, so I guess maybe my needs are different. Because you're right, there is. I can't think of a Lightroom alternative. I mean, like Photoshop, you've got Affinity Photo. Illustrator, you've got Affinity Designer. InDesign, there's that also. There's that Affinity one, isn't there? But like for me, running the channel, making thumbnails, doing liveries, doing this, doing that, doing like, you know, making branding stuff for the channel, for the website, Affinity does it all, and I'm barely scratching the surface with that, to be honest. But if I was in a commercial environment, I would probably just have to suck it up and pay the Adobe fees and just pass it on to clients. That's a point, actually. I probably should have bought Affinity Photo during their Black Friday sale, because I've only got the Designer at the moment. Oh, it's still on. How much is it then? 40% off, apparently. purchase the Windows or Mac OS version for a one-off payment of £40.49, or get the entire suite on all platforms for $95.99 with a universal license. I think that's a bit of a deal, isn't it? So you get Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo and Affinity Publisher on Mac, Windows and iPad for 96 quid. Not bad. Only problem with that is that for making liveries, it can be a little bit of a faff. So really, if you're going to be making liveries with Photoshop, the idea is that you install the Nvidia DDS exporter tool, which is how you export from Photoshop into like these game ready files. Without that, you would have to in Affinity Photo, because you can't save as DDS in Affinity Photo. There's loads of forum posts asking for it and people being like, I wish you'd do it because then I could actually use this software for real, but I guess you could save it out as like PNGs and then chuck it into paint.net and convert it to DDS. That's probably going to be the only way. Tricky's still back there. RAF Lakenheath. Where's that? I feel like that rings a bell. Oh, it's by... yeah, I know where it is now. Yeah. Alright, so if we get a bad landing into Verona, which, given that we're in the Phoenix, is entirely possible, we will have another go with FSI panel. Oh, snowy down there. So is Mildenhall military then as well, Adam? Mainly tankers. Yeah, because if you look at Lakenheath, I'm on just satellite images on Apple Maps. There's a huge pile of fighter jets down the bottom there. But then Mildenhall, you could, if I look at those, you kind of see those, what are they called? Is it the Ospreys? Like the helicopters that turn into planes? Oh yeah, there's some big old planes there, 4-engine things. Can't quite make up what they are. I can see USAF on the wing though, so that would make sense. The information on the top of the screen, is that from the sim or is it a stream overlay? It's a stream overlay. So yeah. I can't see it on my sim. But if I look to my other monitor where I manage my stream, I can see it.
Swiss traffic with 2 Papa Hotel is pushing back facing to the north.
Yeah, I thought those names rang a bell, Adam. I often drive past there. Well, I say often, occasionally drive past there. Oh, I think I can see you now, Tricky. You just turning. Yeah, you are, I think. Yeah, I can see you on the map now. Temperature in the aeronaut shed is currently a toasty 22.4 degrees. I've got one of these oil-filled heaters, so I brought that one out this morning and gave it a half an hour on full power before I came out here. And then the PC from there on has kept it relatively alright. Only trouble is, the floor is really cold, so my feet are freezing. Again, put my hand up. If I hold my hand up now, nearest to the ceiling, lovely and warm. Put it down by the floor and it's like, oh, that's cold. In fact, I'm going to put my thermometer on the floor, see what it says. Yeah, I'm probably going to get some underlay or something for in here. Take the carpet tiles up and relay them down on top of something a bit nicer than just chipboard. No, I did not insulate the floor. So the floor is a concrete pad with just chipboard laid on top, and then I've got carpet tiles on top of that. When I took over the shed and kind of converted it, it already had the chipboard down, so I was just like, yeah, it'll be fine, I'll just put some carpet tiles on and call it a day. But yeah, it'd be nice to get something a bit more thermally sound. I mean, I don't expect it to stop any coldness coming up at all, but just take the edge off wouldn't be a bad idea. My max speed is 0.781. Is somebody tempting to get on the mic there? But not. I mean, I'm in managed speed tricky, so I guess it's I guess I could manually set it to 7.8. There we go. 0.78. It's not just my feet, Brian, it's like kind of my legs. I can feel it. As soon as I go inside into the warm, it's like everything else feels fine except for the bottom bits of my legs. Trouble is, I've got like loads of stuff on the floor now. Like I've got all the desk legs and stuff, so it'd be a real pain to lift that. Unless I kind of cut around the legs. I don't know. We can just about see some mountains. Just. Right. Top of descent is not far, is it? It wants our destination data, so it can't be that far. Let's do that now. So we're going to land on runway 04. So low auto brake, idle no reverse, auto thrust on. Flaps full, manual land. Good. What is visibility? How do we see visibility? Variable at 2 knots, visibility 5,000 meters, fine. A little bit misty. Fine. Alright. So 1012. Temperature on the ground is 4 degrees, VRB in 2. Can I do VRB in here? No. How do I do that then? Let's get some charts up as well. SRN1F, that's us, isn't it? Good. Oh, so that one's pinned, so we go to the pin board. That's looking good. So what's our decision height? Refer to minimums. Okay, is that down here? Is that on another page? $430. You normally put runway heading if variable. Okay, let's do that then. Oh wait, it's 040, isn't it? And what was transition? $6,000, that's fine. And there's a 14 DME arc to get back onto final. How do you do radials again on this? I've forgotten. It's been so long. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? I've forgotten. I've forgotten. Airport? No. How do you draw a little fix ring? Let's get a wind request while we're at it. Anyone know how to do a fixed ring? I've completely forgotten. Insert all the winds, that will help us on the way down. So you go into flight plan, and then the airport, and then... I don't know where to go. I've completely forgotten how to do this. Aha. Click the first waypoint. Okay, I need to keep an eye on top of descent actually, because that's in 10 miles. Yeah, 10 miles for me, or 9 miles now, in fact. We'll revisit that fixed stuff in a minute, Simon. Okay, I'm going to VNav it down to 3,000. And we'll manage our speed. It's too bad the Airbus won't let you select 3,000 and then at the moment you cross that marker it does it on its own. Because if I do it now, look. Doesn't the descent start immediately? Yeah, it does. Peace be upon you. Nice, thanks. I can use all the help I can get, so appreciate it. Alright, so now we are on the descent. More drag. Why is it going to 220 knots? Why is it trying to slow us down like that? $292. Not sure why it's trying to slow us down like that. That seems a bit weird because it wants us at speed 292 here. And 259. And yeah, don't know why it wanted to drop us down so far there. Very weird. Oh well. There's no constraints. Okay, right, Simon, let's have a look at those fixed rings again, shall we? So click on your first waypoint, you said. So we want a fixed ring around the airport. 14 miles. Reference fix. Is this where we do LIPX/14? No. Go into performance, you can change your managed speed descent. Performance. Yeah, 0.78, right? So if we go back into that, what happens now? It seems okay now. Hello, Classy Aviation. Well, the aircraft seems to be behaving itself now, that's the main thing. Okie dokie. So, click on the first waypoint. Fix info. And we go LIPX. And put it in there. So now do we have a... Yes we do. Happy days. Thanks, Simon. I'm glad you all know what you're doing, because there are times where I genuinely have to wonder whether I do. Feels like I might need a little bit of drag in a minute. See that speed tape slowly creeping up. So, we're coming in on runway 04, aren't we? And this is all military up here. These 3 bays are military. And we're basically going to go in there. So if we come off at Whiskey... Yeah, we should be able to come off at Whiskey. Then... Doesn't give a lot away, this, does it? Whiskey, Romeo, Mike. So I'm going to go for probably... If I do stand 47. Via Whiskey. Whiskey Romeo Mike. That ought to do us, didn't it? Let's get some speed brakes out, because we are creeping up, aren't we, with that speed? I think we should have the place to ourselves, Tricky. I can't see much much on VATSIM at the moment. There's nothing in the entire north of Italy much, so... I think we're good. Should we have announced our descent? I feel like a lot of people don't. Trying to get a sense of where Tricky might be. He announced descent if our aircraft nearby. Okay. Alright, lights on. Let's do auto brake medium. Hopefully we won't get that gear hot bug again, because that was a bit annoying, wasn't it? That was a bit annoying. So we've got Givat, Pevic. Now, remind me, what is the weather? 1012 is the QNH. That's what I wanted. The A320 is less work, I would say. But then I kind of like that about the PMDG. It keeps you on your toes. QNH you got is 1021. What am I looking at? I've got 1012 here, look. 13 minutes ago. That's weird. Well, let's go 1012. I'll do the other side as well before I get shouted at. Yeah, 1012. That's better. Whew. Okay, so lights are on. Auto brake medium. Give out, it wants us at 185 knots. Verona traffic, X-ray Alpha November 423, landing runway 04, 15 miles out. And we're going 180. No visual yet, but that's okay. Okay, yoke cam is on the go. Speed 160. Actually, wait, no, we need to be 180, don't we, at that waypoint? My bad. Well, Navigraph did say there'd be mist, and mist there is. We're now deselling to our landing altitude.
2,500.
Gear down. Still no visual. There'd be an auto land at this rate. Okay, gear down, 3 greens, auto brake medium, flaps are full, spoilers are armed, lights are on. Hit the mic. Landing checklist complete. Around altitude set, 3,000. Be warned, Tricky, it's a bit on the misty side. Verona traffic X-ray Alpha November 423 on a 5 mile final, established runway 04. Still no visual.
Radar traffic FedEx Flight 7 is 10 miles for 04.
There's our visual.
1,000.
Feels like it's bringing us in a little bit off course. Oh no, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. This isn't one of those fancy offset ILSs, is it? Yeah, I think it's a bit.
500.
I think it's a bit bugged.
Above. Minimum.
Continue. It's going to be a late landing.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Go on. There we are. And we're down. Yeah, we went a bit high there. Still within the touchdown zone. 60 knots, manual brakes. And we just trundle along down to Whiskey at the end, I believe. God, these rudder pedals, I've got to sort the sensitivity out on them. It's not good. There we go. So we'll come out here on Whiskey. X-ray Alpha November 423. Vacated runway 04. Whoa! God, what is wrong with these rudder pedals? Okay. Verona traffic X-ray Alpha November 423. Taxiing to stand 47 via Whiskey, Romeo and Mike. These rudder pedals are hideous. Absolutely hideous. So we'll see how the default scenery holds up, shall we? So there should be a left-hand turn, according to this. Apparently. Let down by default scenery yet again, I think. Mackham! There you are. Okay, so we are not where we need to be. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I'm following this correctly. sure where I am at this point. Not really sure where I am. So stand 47 is on the corner of that building, so we're just going to go there. Yeah, it does look a bit Minecrafty, doesn't it? This is the problem. This is like one of these AI generated default
Verona traffic,
airports.
FedEx 7 heavy clear, runway 04.
Diego, just a second. I will get to your question in just a second. Right, what we're going to do, we'll park up and we'll get FSI panel booted up and we'll have a few more goes at that landing. Well, we're roughly at stand 47, but not that you'd know it. I mean, yeah, like, I think Rob summed it up. Minecraft. When is my next VATSIM flight? Wasp, I'm not sure. It's either going to be tomorrow, same time, or Thursday night. One or the other. I'll make up my mind and try and schedule something for you. Good job, Tricky. I feel like my landing wasn't 100%. Hey, that's the spirit, Simon. Yeah, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. Right. Let's disconnect from VATSIM and we can take a breather. And let's load up FSI panel. Oh, it wants us to update. We'll give that landing another go, see if we can get a bit better. A new training scenario is available. Happy days. To watch the mighty Spurs. Blimey. Cheers, Brian. Although I am having issues getting FSI panel to load, and it's temporarily blacked out the stream. I'm sorry about that. Let's try one more time. Yeah, FSI panel after its update is refusing to load, which puts a bit of a dead end on that one, doesn't it? Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Good flight indeed, that Tricky, yeah. That was, I feel like my landing wasn't the best, to be honest with you. I feel like we've had better ones. But you know, it was smooth, I think. It's just a little bit off centre and a little bit late. What did Sim Toolkit Pro reckon? 120 feet per minute, so yeah, lovely and smooth. I was just I always find I do that with the Fenix. Always feel like I need to get my nose down, but I never give it quite enough because I'm afraid to, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to go too low, and then I end up coming in a bit high. So yeah, I've just got the update, Brian, but now it won't load. This gives me a white screen, which is less than ideal. Yeah, so loading, and then nothing. So I don't know what to tell you. Well, what we might have to do then is stick a pin in that. which is a bit of a shame until I can get FSI panel back and working. I will have a fiddle with it once I end the stream in a few moments. Fenix A320 is a known floater. Yeah, it definitely is. But it's just a case of getting used to it, I guess. Well, what I'm going to do, sorry we can't do the FSI panel bit. I always like to do the landing and then do a few more. It's kind of my rhythm I've gotten into lately. But what I will do is extend my apologies and end the stream there. But thank you all so much for coming along today. It's been a great stream as always. It's quite cool that we managed to get some proper ATC over London there. That was nice. Kind of a nice balance, I think, that is that you get a bit of chill time and then we get a bit of time where we have to be on the ball. So yeah, very much enjoyed that. Thank you all very much indeed. Tricky, appreciate you coming along, and yeah, next time if you all want a convoy, we'll get that going. When's the Airnock Company livery going to become available? So I'm working on a website, WASP, and it's all going to go up on there. What it is, I'm writing a little bot. So I'll just explain it very quickly before I go. I'm writing a little bot that will I basically put in all of the airports that Airnock flies to, if you like. And some of them I've marked as hubs. So the way I've worked it is that I've got like a tier 1 hub. So think Gatwick, think Heathrow, big airports, yeah. And a tier 1 hub will serve all the destinations across Europe that we're going to fly to. I've then got a tier 2 hub. So think maybe Manchester, Birmingham. They will serve, say, about 2/3 of the destinations that we fly to. Then we'll have a tier 3 hub, like Bristol, like Edinburgh, so slightly smaller airports, and they'll do about 1/3 of the destinations, sort of picked randomly. Then we'll have a tier 4 hub, which is like an overseas mini hub, so think Amsterdam, think Frankfurt, think like Madrid, Rome, and they will have routes among each other, so Amsterdam to Madrid, Amsterdam to Frankfurt, so on and so on, and they will obviously have routes to each other. So I'm writing a little bot that has generated all of those routes, which I've successfully done. I'm now extending it such that if we decide to add more airports in the future, those new airports can be weaved into the existing flight plans, the routes that we have. And then the next bit, which I've kind of got half working but it's a bit broken at the moment, every day there'll be like a little job on the website that runs every day at midnight, where it will generate us between 5 and 10 featured routes. So if you're just looking for somewhere to fly, just hit the website up and there'll be some featured routes suggestions for that day, and they'll refresh every single day. So I think probably what I'll do is I will pick one of those routes when I come to stream, and it's kind of a bit selfish really. The motivation for writing this is that every time I come to stream I'm always like, oh, where do I go? I don't know where to go. Should I go here? Should I go there? Should I go this place? And then I kind of get almost paralysed by choice. So I'll just let the website decide for me, basically, and I'll just look at the 5 or between 5 and 10 routes I think every day is what we're going to have. And obviously you can do the return leg of that as well. That should be enough, I think. And I can just pick one and away we go. So the idea is that if you all want to fly along with me, you're more than welcome. If you want to fly on your own and fly one of the other routes that are suggested, you're more than welcome. If you want to fly one of the non-suggested routes, so one of our routes but not one that is suggested for that day, you're more than welcome. If you just want to download the livery and fly offline and do your own thing, you're more than welcome. So it's just like basically giving people as much choice as possible, really. Oh yeah, Diego, to answer your question, what did you ask? Sorry, I forgot you there. You said something about the stick, didn't you? Hello, if I want to buy the joystick for the Airbus like you have, should I take the pedals too? You don't need to, because the joystick has twist rudder input, so you don't actually need the rudder pedals. Are the rudder pedals better? Yeah, probably. I feel like it's improved my flying a lot, but like I say to a lot of people that are getting started, that stick, the Airbus stick, gives you everything you need to get going. It gives you a throttle, gives you rudder twist axis control, it gives you a nice stick, and it gives you a ton of buttons. So it's not a bad place to start at all, really. I mean, obviously I've fallen down the rabbit hole, so I've got like all the stuff now, but it's yeah, it's not a bad place to start at all. Let me I'll put a link in the chat. There we go. Now, full disclosure, that is an affiliate link. If any of you click that and end up buying that stick or something else, I obviously will get a bit of a kickback from Amazon, but it doesn't cost you any more, and it helps keep the lights on. So would appreciate if anyone does need to buy anything on Amazon, click through to that link. That would help out a bunch. But yeah, Diego, if you just want to get started with that stick, brilliant bit of kit. Obviously, I then got the throttles, which is really nice. You know, it's all lovely to have the extra stuff, but if you just start making your first few steps into the hobby, it's a really nice place to start from, and you can grow out from there, but there's no immediate need to, if you see what I mean. So it's not a bad place to start. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all so very much. It's lunchtime here, as my stomach is telling me as well, so I'm going to go grab some food. Sorry about the FSI panel. I'll see if I can get that reinstalled and fixed up, and we'll have another look at that perhaps on the next stream. But until then, take the very best care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again.